Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Business, Life, and Other Bollocks. Today, we're joined by Pete Last, a man who started with zero cash, zero safety net, and built on-it events from scratch. Turning it into what I would say was probably Chester's biggest well, it is Chester's biggest student night.
Well, it hasn't been for a few years.
Yeah. Well, it was, though, right?
It was for a time.
Yeah. And now you're on the verge of, well, you are one of Chester's first festivals in the last 15 years. Is that right?
Yeah, I think the first one at the race courses,
Yeah.
like inside the city for a long time.
The Rum and Reggae Festival,
Rum and Reggae,
which me and the team are going to join. So I'm really excited about that. But Pete, welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Nervous about doing a podcast.
This is your first one, isn't it?
It's my first one.
I'm honoured. I'm honoured. It's absolute pleasure to have you on here, mate.
It's a pleasure.
Pete, I've known you a long time, which makes me feel really fucking old now.
Yeah.
For those who don't know you, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Well, my name is Pete. I'm 40 years old. I moved to Chester when I was 20, went to the university, and I think like a lot of other people from around the country, stayed in Chester because I really like it.
Yeah.
And,
Your whole family are up here now, right?
Yeah, so since I've been up here, my mum moved up here, I reckon, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then my old man moved up here, I think just before COVID, so 7 years ago.
I
loved it.
worked with him for a while, didn't I?
Yeah,
He's an absolute legend. I just realised now you were actually the chauffeur at my wedding.
I was thinking that on the way here. I drove you. Do you remember the morning? Yeah.
You drove us. It was me, Eddie, and Sam, and your head was right up against the fucking booth.
Yeah,
There was
in the
no
back.
I might have to do 2 journeys, and somehow we all got it.
Yeah. I was thinking that on the way here, actually. Yeah, long time ago.
11 years ago.
Yeah, was it? Yeah. That'd have been when she was, I guess she'd have been here a year or so back then.
Yeah, mental. So, Pete, obviously back to the podcast. Thank you for coming on board. Now, Pete, you built on it events from absolute scratch, right? No huge starting investment.
No.
What did it actually look like starting out with zero budget?
Well, to be honest, I guess I was lucky because I did it when I was young. So I didn't need any money because I never had any in the first place. And I was still working behind the bar for, minimum wage so I could live. I was a student, basically. I just finished uni. So I wasn't looking for any money, to be honest. It was just because the way it came around was organic. Basically, I guess this was the time when Facebook groups were still a thing, which the young people now, they'd be like, they're long gone. But at the time, they were pretty big. And I think I made a Facebook group once at a friend's house. I think it was in my third year of uni. And it was called something like, let's have one more night at RB's or Rosie's, or whatever it's called at the time. And that group got like, I don't know, like 1,000 people or so went to one night. And then after that, I had a meeting at the club and I didn't have any interest in it at all. But in my head, I was thinking, this is all right. This is someone's getting the money out of this. It's good business if you can convince people to go all the time.
Yeah.
So I started doing little bits and bobs there. I did like some photography and doing some social media stuff, handing out the flyers in the rain and whatever. And then every few weeks, I'd be knocking on the door saying, like, I just want to be running the nights myself. Don't work for anyone else. And then I think it might have been a year or so later, I think Brannigan's had closed and there was an opportunity to do a Wednesday night at Rosie. So we literally started it like that with nothing in the pocket, but just a few good friends around me.
Yeah.
And it went really well.
I mean, myself, I was never a student, but I did participate in a few of your nights, and they were absolutely brilliant, to be fair, mate. Credit where it was due. I mean, one of the things I was going to ask you, what's the single biggest myth or piece of advice about event promotion that you were given early on that turned out to be absolute bollocks?
It's a good question, and I'm thinking I don't think anyone gave me any advice. I didn't know it. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I didn't know a soul, to be honest. Like I had no interest in it.
Okay, I'll flip that.
Actually, there is one. Now we think about it. Someone said to me really early on, and it wasn't in a friendly way. He said, "You won't have the same friends on the way down than you'll have on the way up," and it sort of stuck with me because I thought, one, it was good advice, but two, this guy clearly doesn't know me at all because I've got the same friends I had now from way before. Nothing. So although I appreciated the words actually, but
it's wise advice. I mean, different sectors, but I think resonate with that.
I think some people get caught up with when they get even marginally well known for anything, they let their ego get ahead of them and change who they're hanging around with and try and be cool or whatever. But luckily for me, I was never cool. I didn't fit into that sort of crowd. So the people that I mess around with didn't change the whole time. But it stuck with me because I was like, I could see how
you do. I think that's brilliant because I'm like yourself. I've never really changed who I am. Still love a drink.
Yeah.
If I can go out, I will. As my wife will probably vouch for me. But I think you do see people, they go on to be marginally successful and everything changes.
Yeah.
There's people that I remember who I knocked around with when we used to go out with, like, Rosie's and that, and I watched them do something similar, and then they turned out well, I wouldn't say they turned out, but they ended up changing their entire lifestyle,
Yeah.
their friendship groups, how they look, how they perceived people, and you sat there thinking, "We used to go out together on a Tuesday night. Well, why all of a sudden we're only in Chester, like,
Yeah. What's
why are
new?
you fucking so all high and mighty?" But it is each to their own. It's well,
Yeah. But it made me think though when you said it to me because I was like, I don't want to be in that position where that's a real thing. Whereas
mm,
luckily, I've always felt that if something bad happened to me now and I lost it all and I was on the streets, I've got 10, 15 people I could call that I could sleep on their couch and they'd feed me, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I guess that's how you judge your circle.
So obviously you get the first one done, you got a couple of thousand people or 1,000 people turn up or join this group, which is good, and it's a big night. You start doing, but how do you continue to convince people to come to these nights?
Well, the first thing I did, I think, after the first year was we went to the university and asked to be the official student night.
Right.
And they didn't have one that was on a Wednesday at the time.
Mm.
I don't think at all. For it had been a couple of years. We basically offered to sponsor. You sponsor the sports teams, basically. It's just giving them a load of money, but in
Yeah, yeah,
for them to tell the sports teams that this is the night you should get behind because it's all part of the same
yeah,
people, you know. So we just put a couple of rules in place where, apart from like guests of students, we made it a predominantly a pretty strict student night
yeah, yeah,
and keep them entertained by putting on a lot of live acts, PAs,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that sort of thing. And then we're sort of lucky in Chester. There's a good amount of people, but there wasn't a great amount of clubs to go to. So
Well, this is what I was gonna touch on. You mentioned Brannigan's before. Now, w Brannigan's, my mum and dad went to Brannigan's,
yeah,
right? And I think they used to have their date nights there with their friends on a Saturday back in, like, the late '80s, early
yeah.
'90s. Brannigan's was a fantastic club.
Brannigan's was a religion.
It was a
Brannigan's
Wednesday
was
night.
a.
Was it Mucky Ducky night?
I think
Or
when I came, that had just finished. I think
yeah,
it was called Term Story when I was at
term
uni.
story.
Term Story.
Because you used to get the sticker on your hand and you used to go outside, didn't you? And you'd rub
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I did the same thing to get
You
in.
used to
Yeah,
get like this and they go, "Yeah, go on,
yeah,
go on, give me that fucking." But it was such a good club, and then I think not just Brannigan's, but, like, when I was younger, you had, like, Loaf.
yeah.
Lo
Which is Basula
was it
now? Is it? Is
Missoula? No,
that
it's
one?
changed again, it's a
Oh,
sports bar now. But I was
musical
thinking of
tap.
musical, that's it. And I've not been in there, but it looks so much different from when we used to have, like, 3 in a bed, didn't you? And you used to go, like, to
Yeah,
Red Lion, and then you went to Loaf, and then you went to Rosie's, and there was just great times. But it's a shame now when you go into Chester, 'cause obviously I'm not I don't go out anymore, so, I mean, I don't know. I went out the other week with my dad, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
yeah,
And I can imagine the people listening to it. I know Chester's got some really good places, like, I've not been to that rooftop yet, but it looks absolutely
yeah. It's good.
fantastic. Yeah, it looks
They've
brilliant,
done
and
a
they've done
great
a
job
great
up
job of
there.
that. Went to, what's the place where you can do, like, the indoor bowling and the shooting?
I haven't been in it. I know the building you mean though. It's
That was
actually
the old Yates's. Remember
yeah, yeah,
Yates's?
yeah.
Fucking
Gacy's was here when I came,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, like, there's a lot of these old bars and clubs that are gone now. And do you obviously, you said on it event, sorry, the student night isn't in Chester anymore.
Well, I mean, I stopped doing it a few years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. So, do you think now that it would have the same impact now as it did then?
No, I think that the game sort of was done after COVID for that
Yeah.
stuff. I think the whole industry really
Oh,
was.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I remember when COVID came round, we were doing all right and trading well, and we had that. Was it like a 2 year break or something like that?
Something
Which
like
just
that,
like the
yeah.
world just sort of ended.
It's I
And
don't
then
think it's
when
that from it, to be honest.
yeah, I don't think we did. When we opened up again, I remember thinking everyone happy days, like back to work, back to business, and the first couple of months you could just see it's changed. Kids,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not drinking the same, they're not going out en masse the same. Culture's just, disappeared from it, and I don't think it's really recovered. I think the stats really back up, and there's so many clubs have closed now and bars are closed now. People still go out, but it's
It's
not the
not I
same it
know, I
was.
mean, I spoke to someone the other day, well, it was one of my cousin's friend, and they're, like, early 20s, and they said Chester's not the same. Like, they don't
Yeah.
even go Rosie's anymore. They went when they were, like, 18, they said Rosie's is and that's no disrespect to Rosie's, that's the best nights of my life in there, and I
Yeah.
met some amazing people until I got barred for punching a fucking window through. Sorry, Jackie. I had some great times in there, but me and my wife went in there for a night out about 8, 9 years ago, and I walked in and thought, "What the fuck
Yeah, yeah,
is going on in here?" It was mental, like, but it would be normal to some people,
yeah.
but I'm always interested when I speak to people, they're like, "Chester's got good bars, got good."
I think that's exactly it. I think if I look back to definitely when I came to Chester, there was probably 4 bars that were good before you go out. So for our people that still remember, like Havana's, Watergates,
Yeah, yeah.
Loaf, that was probably it, and then you was going to a club. Where now we talk about this all the time when we're on Watergate Street.
Mm.
There's probably 15 bars in that street now. and the bar's so high for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're all good. If you're rubbish, you're done really.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be finished. Then if you think back to Craft and Co, Liquor and Co,
Yeah, yeah.
Bar Lounge has always been there. Cuckoo, Be at One, and there's them little gin ones on the corner,
Yeah, yeah.
and the one I forget the name of it. I think it's called the Tailors. The other side of it is tiny,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful in there. It's really
Yeah, yeah.
nice. And so you could probably have there's probably at any one point 2,000 people on Watergate Street
Yeah.
until 2, 3 in the morning, whereas
Mhm.
before
You had
every
Havana's, Watergates, and I didn't and
yeah,
then maybe the odd one in
and
Bar
and
Lounge.
they'd close at 11 or close at
Yeah.
12, and then you're going to what the club or you're going home,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
now that street's busy till probably 2 AM.
Yeah.
People don't need to go
Which is
anywhere
good,
else.
isn't it, for the economy, for Chester economy?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
and
Chester
also people have got a better choice. There's
100%.
better places to go to, and the bars are good. They got
Yeah,
good
yeah.
drinks. They've all got entertainment on, so like the going out, I think, is better,
Well,
but it's not better if you
you've only
run
got to say the
nightclubs.
word revolution. It's gone now altogether. Remember
Yeah.
Revs back in the
I
day?
think the Revs in Chester, I think, was just in the wrong side of
If
town.
you'd have
If
put
that
that
was
down Watergate Street, it would
yeah,
have made a
it
killing.
would have absolutely killed it.
But that's going back to what we were saying before about, like, student events and student nightlife. Even if it wasn't a student night, you used to go out in Chester, there'd be people handing flyers out, leaflets out,
Yeah.
"Coming in, guys, it's 2 cocktails, 1 set." Whether you get in Liverpool or Manchester, I don't see
Yeah, we stopped doing it after COVID.
you don't see it.
You know what it was? When they, and again, I think it was just COVID. Young people now won't accept someone going up to them and handing them something
Oh,
going,
right.
"Do you wanna go there?" They don't like it. They think it's weird, it's
Is it
strange.
woke?
I don't know if yeah, I don't know if it's woke. I just don't think they don't like people talking to them if they don't know them.
That's
Not as much.
whereas back in the day, that would be how you made your money, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah. So
even I
then
remember Cruise, like, for Cruise, for example, I did a little bit of work there for a while, and
yeah.
you go to people and say, "All right, guys, it's 250 per vodka Red Bull, Vodka Night, whatever it was," and people would be like, "Oh my god, yeah, can I go in there?" Now,
Yeah,
it's
now
that's kind of
so
well,
we used to do it for, places in the weekends and whatnot, but unless you're giving them, like, money off and a free drink, they don't really wanna
no.
they know and I think because before used to go out to town so often, probably all over the country, and not know where you're going. You just go into town and you get shepherded in by these places and the promoters and the posters and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But now people, their phones tell them where they're going, so they know where they're going before they go out. And it's the same with even when you go abroad these days. You've picked your restaurants before you've even got to the
Correct.
country.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? The notion you just walk into a town and see what's about
yeah.
is long gone.
So do you think technology or the advance of technology with, like, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, do you reckon it's played a part in sort of like or do you think it's helped it?
Yeah, I guess in some ways it's helped it because, like that, for example, people know they're going somewhere good before they get there. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just the name of the post and they get there and it's shit and disappointed. But on the same breath, I think that a lot of social media has made it worse for people because the young people, especially, but even like probably our age and older people, we don't want to go out and make a tit of ourselves because you don't want to get filmed doing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it definitely used to be when we was younger, before Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and the rest of it came around, you go out, get drunk, make a dick of yourself, have a good old fun night, and in the morning it was just done, forgotten,
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
with your life. But now everyone's got their phone out all night. If you do anything stupid, you're getting filmed. Everything you do is getting remembered. So people are just less likely to go out and really enjoy
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
And then you can see it when you look at videos and images of the sort of super clubs around the world and whatnot. When there's good DJs on, you compare the videos to the 80s and the 90s to now, whereas in the 80s and 90s, people were going out and having a really good time.
Yeah, yeah.
And now they're going out filming themselves
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it looks like they're having a good time. But when you
Yes.
look at the bigger picture, they clearly aren't having that much fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the point having fun when you can just look like you are to other people?
That
That's where we are.
that if I go back, it's such a good point because when you used to go out, say you used to go to, like, Cruise on a Monday night, or you go to Rose on a or wherever the fuck you were going, right?
Yeah.
They'd have a guest on in there, right? Or you'd have a guest. You would wait to have your photo taken with it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
go on it would go on Facebook, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And it was a big deal.
It
Like,
was yeah.
I met someone famous who got my picture.
Yeah, yeah, and you'd be like, "Oh my fuck, oh god, this is great." And you are right because I don't remember being out 18, 19, and constantly having a selfie.
Yeah. You'd be
So
talking to people,
yeah, yeah, well, that's
meeting randomers, having fun.
yeah, fucked it really, hasn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a shame, man. But it's like I said, at the same time, it's got good bits about it because it's safer. People know when you're going home that you get home safe. You can tell your friends and family. You know
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're going. You know to better places. But I think there's a lot to be said for clubs now where I think it's going to become more of a thing where they tell people when you get in the club, turn your phone off or
Some
cover your
places do
phone
it.
up.
Some
Yeah,
places say you're not allowed your phone out.
yeah. I think it gives people and people will be better off for it.
Do you so when you go out then, what are you like, your phone away or
I'm one of them. I try to. If I'm honest with myself, I wish I didn't look at my phone as much as I do. But I
mhm,
think that's all of us, and especially, I mean, it's not an excuse, but because I run my own business, my email's always on. I've always getting messages, and I'll always think that I need to have it near me to
Yeah,
respond to a message. When the reality is, if it's the weekend, you could just turn it off, but you don't want to miss something.
yeah. I mean, I've got my personal phone, I've got a work phone, and my work phone is off because I'm not in it
I
today.
have not got to that point yet.
But I say that, but everyone's got my personal number
Yeah,
anyway, so
yeah.
it's like, but what I do now is after 5 o'clock, I'm done
Yeah,
because
that's good.
my kids
And
need
that's
things.
what with my wife's pregnant, Emma, and I'm thinking about it all the time now. I don't want my kid to see me on my
I
phone
I
at
did a
all.
post on Instagram the other day, and it said 10 things as a business owner and running kids that no one tells you. Time is limited, make the
Yeah,
most of it. But the big one is just be present.
yeah,
And learn to say no. Vitamin N, I call it. Vitamin no.
yeah,
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting my time on shitty meetings, shitty people, shitty places. I will not do it. And I know we're going a bit off the beaten track of what we're talking about today, but it is important. I think anyone listening, if you have got kids and you're a business owner, it can wait.
yeah,
Things can wait. Things can wait until the morning.
yeah. That's it. If it was
They
urgent, they'd ring you.
fucking right. Oh, they come and see you. You
Yeah.
know, you know what I mean? So yeah, so congrats obviously on on the
Thanks.
new arrival, Emma.
Yeah.
But no, it's you've got a lot to look forward to, mate.
Yeah.
So obviously a massive part of our Bonnet's success, certainly what I remember was sort of was a student rep network, wasn't it? That you had?
Yeah, we had the right staff. I think it was because I played rugby league at uni, and we had a good group of lads around us. So
Yeah, yeah.
finding staff to help us out was really easy. So it was more organic with friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was gonna say like, how do you build and sort of actively motivate a team of youngsters to constantly go and do it? But I suppose if they're your friends in your network, they want to do it to see you
Well,
succeed, right?
friends and network, and then the old-fashioned way of money. If your people get commission for getting people in, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
and then as well, it's not so well. You get a few quid for getting people in, but you give people a good time. So if they're working, and then this is ages ago, when people used to like drinking and going out, you sort of get a free night out as well.
yeah, yeah.
So it's dead easy to find people that were keen for it. We've had some great people over the years as well. Like I think back to, obviously it's been a long time now. Some of the people that I've employed when they were young, they've gone on now to do really great stuff in business and around
Mhm.
the world, and have their own great careers doing all manner of impressive
Yeah, yeah,
things. Because you only get them for 2 years,
yeah,
when you're a student. They sort of do a couple of years, and then when they get in their 3rd year, they usually say, I'm too busy now. I'm gonna
yeah, yeah.
burn it off to get my
Do you
degree.
find a lot of these? 'Cause obviously, you had such a good team around you. I remember your team really well. I remember most of them really well. And some of them, obviously, I've watched go on and run pubs and bars and things like that. And like you say, some of the successful. Do you sort of take a little bit of pride in that? Do you think you kind of help guide steer the ship a little bit?
No,
Don't
I'd
stop
love
being modest as well.
no, I'd love to say they learned something from me, but they probably learn how not to
I think,
disproportionate
I
from
think you
me.
put, I don't think you give yourself enough credit because you look, I'll speak openly with you. I remember you when I was younger, and I thought what you did was incredible.
Ah, thanks,
Truly mean
appreciate
that. Like
that.
we had some of the best nights of our lives at some of your venues, and my big thing I took away was you could see 10, 15, maybe 18 years ago. I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. You had a passion to just have a good time.
Yeah.
And that I think people fed into that. People wanted to be a part of that. Even if you weren't working with you, I think you wanted to be. You used to be like, "What the fuck are they doing this week?" And you'd seem like, "Oh my god, they've got fucking someone else coming in."
I hope so. That was literally the
Well, that's
point.
for me, and I wasn't even a student. I'm from Chester. I never went to university. I never did any of that, but I spent enough time with you all to see what it was like, and it was great to see. It was brilliant to be around. I used to go on Facebook when I say when Facebook was Facebook,
Yeah.
or when Instagram was Instagram. You know what I mean? And I think it has fucking evolved so much now that even I'm like, that's,
It's
yeah. I've said once the business is gone, I'm closing all my social media down.
yeah, if I didn't need it now, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah, we've said that. Me and my wife said
Yeah.
that. But going back to what I was saying, you built, and I'm sorry I feel sorry for the guys that I know who never got a chance to be a part of these nights because they were fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, we had a good thing going.
I was ace, mate. It was fucking
Yeah.
brilliant. But you touched on it before, but here, like, students today, this is what someone's asked me to ask you. Students today don't drink or party the same way as they did 10, 15, 20 years ago. How do you think promoters, obviously you touched on COVID, but how do you think promoters are about to adapt their business model to keep up with the changing nightlife?
Well, I think a lot of them, haven't around the country, and they've just
Yeah.
stopped. That's why the clubs are
Do you
closing.
think
And the
that's
ones the ones that have really, I guess the hard thing to explain is people don't want to pay more than £5 max to go into a nightclub, but they were paying £5 max 20
10,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. But
Geez, with the price
sometimes it was £10. I'm not going to
yeah,
mention clubs, but some places were £10 to come in. You have to wear a shirt and
yeah,
shoes. You
yeah,
don't.
it was normal. Whereas, I mean, now getting a quid or 2 quid off them's harder. So what's happened is they haven't got the budget to put on big events. So we used to spend a lot of money bringing acts in. Like, you look back to Chester, we had Stormzy and Rosie's
I
once,
remember that.
and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like the budget that took that. All we had to do was like pretty much fill the club. Whereas now to fill the club, they probably sell tickets for £1 and £2 to get the same amount of people in, just because you have to do something to incentivize the people to come out when there's
Yeah,
less
yeah.
people that want to go out. So it makes it harder. So I think that the ones that have stayed at it, they've just adapted and kept to keeping the sports teams happy around the country. But I think that's alludes to the fact there's less student nights, and now they're all like a Wednesday or the sports teams night. Whereas if you look back to when we was young in Chester, all way back when, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday
There was
were all
always
busy
something. It was
nights.
always something like Sunday.
Always, yeah,
Sunday,
yeah. Sunday,
Tuesday.
that Sunday was our
Every fucking. I remember Monday was a student night. Tuesday was Havana's night.
yeah,
Always had Havana night. Tuesday. Wednesday was another student night. Thursday I thought was the best night of the
yeah.
week.
Thursday was the
It
best
was my
night.
fucking favorite night of the week.
Yeah,
I used to turn up to work on Friday. I'd be like, "Oh my fucking god,
yeah,
what have I done with myself?" And then you had Friday back to the SU. Even
yeah,
though I wasn't a
yeah, yeah,
student, because
yeah.
only went
Friday
three
was
mates.
brilliant.
Yeah, love
And now
Fridays.
when you look at when like Cruise closed and the Mondays was gone, it didn't get busier anywhere else.
No.
And the night just finished. Whereas it used to Mondays at Cruise and Wednesdays at Rosie's were both really
Growing hand
busy.
in hand, innit? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They're not on it the same. They've changed.
What's one? It's called the emergency protocol. So if a venue is looking dead 3 days before the event, how do you physically, what do you do to get bodies through that door? And you're thinking, shit, I've got 3 days to fill this.
Do you know what? I bet all the promoters are the same. I used to call it praying to the promo gods. Got hope for the best, mate. Like, I mean,
Please, please.
I guess we saw it change because when I started, the internet was still. I mean, the internet wasn't new, but like buying tickets online wasn't a thing at all.
No,
So we
no.
didn't sell tickets online until I'd been doing it for years at that point. It was just it was
You had to get it from
that's
the
it.
SU, didn't you?
So
To go to the SU night to go in
we'd
and
sell
get.
him inside the SU, and sometimes even that was on the day. So you never knew how busy it was going to be, and then we'd have a good inclination at 6 p.m. if we sold the tickets, and
Yeah.
sometimes we didn't even bother selling tickets because people they don't need to buy them. They know they need to buy
People
them.
used to buy them on the night as well. Like when you're out and about,
Yeah,
you'd say, "I've got tickets available."
yeah.
And would you then discount the tickets for that time?
Yeah, we used to do that. If you bought a ticket, you'd usually get like a free drink in the Soda or the Red Lion or whatever. But
Mm.
we'd usually have like an inclination. And also, because we're doing weekly events, we sort of, over the year, you can tell when you're going to be
Yeah,
busy.
yeah, yeah,
So, like, your freshest week to Christmas, you're going to be up here. And then afterwards, it's like a downward
yeah, yeah.
spiral. But no, there's been times where, like, you don't know how it's going to go. And then you get there at 9 o'clock, you set everything up. And then you go outside and look to the skies and hope for the best. And then you just look around the people and
Did you ever have times where it didn't go to plan?
oh, loads.
And did you when you were doing it then, did you question anything? Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, not at all. I'm trying to think. Probably, we used to laugh about it and call it the time you've got to go to a cash machine to pay people and DJs or whatever. It doesn't happen a lot, and as long as it doesn't happen too much, you were right. I remember one time it was we did a Christmas Eve because where I was living in London, Christmas Eve was massive.
Yeah,
Christmas Eve was huge, and I just thought in Chester Christmas Eve would be massive as well because why wouldn't it be?
yeah, yeah.
And so we put quite a lot of money into it, and like, I mean, a few people came, but I mean, like, not enough to pay
A
anyone.
few bodies compared to a
Yeah.
Trojan of
But yeah,
people.
so that sort of thing happens. But I think the thing is, if you're going to do events or promotions, and that's going to be the reason you stop doing it, you may as well not bother get started in the first place because it's going
Yeah.
to happen.
Well, it's like a business though, isn't it?
Yeah,
You can have
exactly.
like we've been there ourselves. My wife sent me a reel the other day. And it was like a business owner at like 8 o'clock. Get in, fucking nailed it. 5 in the afternoon. I fucking hate this. I wish I'd never
Yeah, yeah,
started doing it.
exactly. All the
Then
time.
9 o'clock next day, I'm closing
Yeah,
everything down. Then 3 o'clock. Oh, it's just
yeah, that's it. And like we used to do, 3 nights a week all year round, and like we used to do the Sundays at RB's with shakes, and then, we're trying to sell people a Sunday night in January while it's raining. You know what I mean? And it's
mm,
like it's not an easy sell. Getting people to go out on the 7th of January, hailstones outside, snows outside, and you're trying to tell them, "Oh, it's going to be great."
I would have been there. My birthday was on the
Yeah,
night, so I didn't give a shit. Yeah,
well,
if it was a weekend, I'm there.
that's what you're relying on in them sort of times. Birthday parties and that
Well,
sort of thing gets you through it. But
look at not to go too political, but the cost of living,
yeah, yeah.
it's fucking
No, I mean,
ridiculous.
that's the other thing that's killed it, isn't it? People can't afford to go out all the
Well,
time.
I mean, Andy Burnham said, I hate talking about politics, but he wants to try and keep pubs and clubs open, but you're not going to do that if.
There's nothing going to save it.
So we went to a bar about 6 months ago, and I got 2 double gin and tonics,
Yeah,
19.
yeah.
Maybe
I was
I
going
was
to
like,
say 20 odd quid. Yeah,
what the? I was like, I've got a bar at home.
Yeah.
I'm not spending that
Yeah.
amount of
And I
money.
think that's what, like, the average person's looking at now
Yeah,
and
yeah,
thinking, "Well, you can get 4 cans for, 10 quid or 8 quid or whatever at home. What's
yeah,
the point in going out?" So you wanna go out for the experience or,
yeah.
however you wanna chop it up. But the reality is, unless you spend £100,
Oh, and the rest.
you're not gonna have a
Well, it's
good
like
night
people that
out.
go to the races, all right? They go to the races and they spend like 500 quid in a day.
Crazy.
And I'm thinking, you've already bought a round of drinks with that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Could be
fucking,
pay your mortgage for a month or pay your rent
yeah,
or
exactly. And then
save
a
it.
skin on the money. I'm like, nah, I don't, nothing against Chester Race. It's just too much money. That's why I
Yeah.
made the bar, the Done In, because I was like, well, people can't afford to go out, but if they want to come here, they've got a place where they
Yeah.
can drink as much as they want. They've got the Sky Sports, they've got PlayStations and all that. And I think that's there was a bar in Love Shack.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Nathan.
Well, what an amazing bar.
Yeah, brilliant.
What a brilliant. He had
Absolutely
the
brilliant.
switch there. We had our Christmas do in there.
Yeah.
And Nathan's another guy. I hope he listens to this. He kept going.
Yeah, yeah.
Going, but what a bar that
Yeah.
what is. I don't
And
know.
he's moved to the Marlborough now,
Yeah, yeah. And that's
and they'll kill it over there. Him and Beaver will
100%.
absolutely kill it.
Yeah. Good luck, lads, if you're listening.
Yeah, I've been there a few times, had a lovely
Have you?
pint.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to pop in. I just don't get a chance to be living up here now. I live up
Yeah.
here in the fucking sticks, but it's just hard. But no, the Love Shot was brilliant. I thought what he did there, like the different
Yeah,
floors.
perfect. There was no reason it should have been that sort of place should be flourishing. But you know what? I mean, also, I don't know why it didn't in the end. But I think what's killing these places, it's not the bar's fault. It's their rates, their
Oh,
electricity, their
mate.
gas, their staff costs, and when they're selling their. I know with spirits might be different, but when they're selling you a pint for £7, they're not getting anywhere near that.
No.
They're getting a quid, 150. I'm probably wrong with them
And then
numbers, but
Chester as well. Chester's prices are extortionate
yeah,
because it's a historic building. Once it was voted the prettiest city in the world, everyone went, "Oh my god, we've got to put the prices up."
yeah, it doesn't help anyone
No, you
who
don't.
wants to have a few pints on the night out.
My
Bit of
wife's
dinner.
my wife's boss, she moved offices, so she's now near where Love Shot used to be. But where she was before, she couldn't put a sign on the wall because it was a heritage building. And if she wanted to do it, it was going to cost a fucking fortune. Like, it's a sign.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I'm from this city and I love this city, but I feel like Chester's trying to be Liverpool because Liverpool's trying to be London.
yeah.
And that knock on effect is not just how people dress, how people act, it's the prices of
Yeah,
everything.
and they're pricing people out. It should be. I'm not saying good places shouldn't be able to charge what they want and make it expensive because it's like it's business, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
But it shouldn't be a situation where if you're working in any job full time, you've got to think about whether you can go out on the weekend. It should
yeah,
just be easy,
yeah.
and that's where I think the line is. And I'm not sure what they could have
Well,
done now to save it.
not to go too deep here, but there's other reason why mental health is so bad. People used to be able to go to the pub and see their
Yeah,
friends
yeah,
for a pint. Now people can't go out and spend £6 on a pint.
yeah, yeah. And you can't go out and have three.
No,
You can might have one and be like, oh, mate, I'm going to
I
go home.
can't.
But
If I have one, I'm out.
yeah, yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean?
And people, like you said about mental health, the pub, that was where people sort out their problems. It might sound like we're saying it's a couple of middle-aged lads having a beer, but I stand by that. I think I always will. People that go out and have a couple of drinks with their mates, they can put the world to rights
Mate,
and come leave feeling in a completely different state of mind.
it goes back to what we were saying before, though, about On It, right?
Yeah,
It was a place where people would go out, have fun, act like a dickhead, forget their troubles for a day or the night, not be filmed, not be thinking, shit, that's going to go online tomorrow and I'm going to be hung, drawn and quartered. Now, people are scared to comment. And
yeah,
the people that do comment, it's cool. I always think now it's cool to have an opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well,
or I'm really sorry if this pisses people off. It's cool to be offended.
yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
to nail your political leanings to everything you do now seems to be
oh,
the thing that's in fashion.
go out, have a good time. If you want to get pissed, get pissed. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah,
But I don't think there was as much mither when I went out all them years ago as there is now. I might be wrong. I don't know what chess is like at night. I mean, someone might say it's. I mean, tell a lie. I went out with my old man for a few beers a couple of weeks ago, and we went home about 7 o'clock. And as we were going home, you could just see Chester turning a little bit, and I was
yeah.
thinking, fucking.
People are dicks, aren't they? Do you not think that sometimes? Like when you think
I,
like, what is people should be able to go out all night
well, it's when
and
there's
not have
families
any
walking
problem.
around, and you're thinking,
Yeah,
come on, say this. I mean, I'd like to think I wasn't. Someone might listen and go, "You were a little shit," but I was. I'd like to think that our generation was a little bit more respectful
yeah, I would like.
because I now like we're going way off the beaten track, but there's knives that go on and there's all that shit going on. And even
Yes,
Chester's now there, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to go out.
yeah, it's
I don't.
crazy.
I do not want to go out at night.
I think there's nothing worse than going out on your night off and having a row with some wrong and you've never met before about nothing, and having to explain it the next
And
day.
thinking, "How the fuck did I get
Yeah,
there?"
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I only went out for a pint.
Yeah,
How
playing the game of pool and then you're fighting with
how
an
have I spent
18-year-old.
600 quid and had a fucking argument with a 17-year-old lad
Yeah.
bouncing around like Conor McGregor? Oh, I don't know, mate. So moving on, you now you've took so now there's Rum and Reggae Festival coming up.
Yeah.
So that's now moving forward. But before that Rum and Reggae, in between, you've been doing houses, you bought houses, you're a property developer now, is that the right word to
Yeah, well, I guess the way to explain it is I sort of do events, and, Emma, my wife, she is the boss, but she helps me do the events.
It's like me
Emma
and
d
Sean,
Yeah,
that.
best way,
She's look,
and she's smarter than me, so
mate, she's the same. She'll always go, "No, no, I'm the salesman," and she's the fucking boss. She
yeah,
is the
yeah,
brains. She's the
pretty
one
much
that
the same.
I go in with my ADHD like, "I've got this fucking idea, I've got this idea," and she's like, "Can you just slow down? We've not finished A, B, and C yet. We need to get that before we get there."
That's literally happened to me yesterday on the we've got a, to-do list,
Oh,
and she's asking me a to-do list, and I was like, "Nah, it's just there."
yeah,
But
yeah.
then I forget things, and she's like she just works in a different way to everyone else. She's the smartest person I know, but she
Organisation's key though,
yeah,
isn't
so
it?
she helps me do the events. She does property, and
Alright.
I help her do the property. Well, she's basically in charge. It's her thing, and I do what she tells me to do, which will be taking things to the bin or doing bin trips and whatnot. And it works out quite. It's been quite.
You complement each other
Yeah, we
basically.
complement each other, so it's gone quite well. And now again with the events, she's back helping me do this now
Amazing.
for the summer. Yeah. Do
What made you look to Rum and Reggae? What was the reason behind that?
you know what it was after COVID? The student nights were just dying. I could see from a mile off the business weren't going to go anywhere. Things are changing. So I was like, I still want to do events, but I was like, what we should do is we should just do the events that we want to go to, and then if no one buys a ticket, it doesn't work. Me, my friends, and my family will have a good day anyway, and it's like no love lost. It's
I like that,
fine.
yeah.
And if it does work, it's good. Basically, the notion was we'll stop looking at finding who the customer is and putting the customer first and just be like, what do I want? I'll make it for me.
Mm.
And then if the customers like it, then brilliant. And if they don't, well, we won't do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to where Jamie at Alexander's, which is another fantastic venue in
I love
Chester
it.
that we should
Do you know
shout
what?
out.
I haven't been Alexander's for years, but it's one of my favourite
It's
places.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Who's in charge of
Jamie
that?
Northrop.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's had it for years as well. He's killing it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely killing it.
Lovely that.
We've been good friends for a long time. I think we was in the same year at uni, actually, me
Yeah,
and Jamie.
I haven't seen him a long time. He probably
Yeah.
wouldn't even recognise me if he seen me, but I don't know who you are. Like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But no, he's a nice
No, so
guy.
I basically went to him and said, "Look, I've got an idea. I want to do these festivals, but we've got to start here. Then I'm going to try and sort of move it on." And he let me do it. He said, you can use the garden." So we put everything on, and we did the first year 2 years ago, and we did I think 350 tickets, which I was buzzing with.
Yeah, yeah.
And we didn't make any good money, but we didn't lose any money, and it was like happy days. And
Mm.
then last year we did it again, and we had to stop selling tickets. I think we got to like 500, 550,
Yeah, yeah.
and the capacity got reached like a month before, and we had to completely stop. But we could have sold it twice, maybe three times over. People just wanted it, and most of the customers were returning.
And this okay, right?
Yeah, this is Rum and Reggae. Yeah, so this is just last year. Most of the customers were repeat customers. People like the day. It's Ron Seal. It does what it says in the tin. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing
Love that.
outrageous about it. It's rum and reggae all day.
Which
Yes,
ever
people like
heard.
it. So then we had an opportunity to go to the race course this year. We did it with Jamie's Blessing at Alexander's. They did Happy for Us. And the race course, they didn't take too much convincing. I think at first they was looking at it thinking, well, we just let another random event manager put an event on our land? But they've been really supportive. They've really brought into it. They've
Yeah,
really
yeah.
been involved in making it
Brilliant.
happen, which I think for them might have been quite a lot because like it's taking a risk with their reputation and their land to let it happen. So this year is our first year doing it, big, hopefully.
Mm.
And then next year we'll see what happens. But we
Well,
want to do it every year now.
where
So
was the Shrewsbury the one the other week?
yeah, we did one in Shrewsbury a month ago.
That looked
And
incredible.
yeah, it was good. It was the first one in Shrewsbury again. And we did that. I think there's 3,500
Well,
people
look,
we had at
from what I've
Shrewsbury.
seen on the videos, it looked absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it
Like
was
it just,
great.
and do you know what I loved about it? The ages were all different, and
Yeah.
every person was just smiling. I mean, how can you not smile drinking rum?
Yeah, that's what
I
it's
always
for,
say,
you
never
know?
seen Angry Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He always
And
fucking drinks.
And I think reggae music leans itself into it quite well because you don't need to be a connoisseur of it to
No.
appreciate the basics of it.
Yeah, yeah,
And young people will be listening to music from, Bob Marley and the rest of
yeah,
it
yeah.
from the 80s, and old people will appreciate the music from their time as well.
Correct,
So
yeah.
the whole, the whole cross section of people we get toddlers to, old age pensioners, and they all love it. So it works out quite nice. And like
Yeah.
I said about going out on a Saturday and coming across people that are trying to be violent or wrong
Yeah,
ones or the
yeah.
rest of it. We just touch wood. We just don't get that at
No,
this
I
because
can't imagine a Rum and Reggae Festival bringing that sort of vibe,
yeah, there's none of it. So
which is
it's like
why
a
I said,
perfect family day out.
for those who don't, we're having our staff party there, we're having our summer party, and the team are absolute fucking
Yeah,
buzzing.
that,
But they're just like, "What do I wear?" I'm like, "It's a fucking Rum and Reggae."
yeah, wear what you want, just like
Just wear a
pirate.
fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, just like, well, Scott,
Mm.
my barber, he's coming, he was like, can I wear a bandana?" I'm like, "Scott, I don't
And
I don't give a shit what you wear, mate, and Pete won't care." But it looks like it's gonna be a great time. It's, this is am I right in thinking this is the other it was Diva Fest recently, wasn't there?
yeah, there's Diva Fest and there's another one called Together Again.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I think they're around the same area.
But this is the first major or one of the first because it's when you read up online, it's like there's quite cross streams. So I wanted to ask you that. Where do you stack this as like a major festival in Chester?
I mean, if you're asking me, I don't know what number makes it major. We're going to have about 3,500 people, I reckon.
Mhm.
So, as an outdoor event for a 1 day thing, I'd say it's probably the first time that a company's done it that's not the racecourse doing it themselves in
Yeah,
Chester
yeah.
since Chester Rocks. Obviously, this isn't going to be anything as big as Chester Rocks this year, but potentially over the years, it could become like a weekend, a big old festival. But I think Chester's missed that because
Yeah,
Diva Fest's great. I mean, Diva Fest is award winning. It's like the gold standard of festivals.
yeah.
And so's Together Again. And so's like 50, 100 other festivals around the country
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
all on like great castle grounds and they're brilliant. And you can go there for 4 or 5 days camping with the family. And they're absolutely
They
class.
had one in Rodrum recently.
Yeah, they are.
A festival. It looked amazing.
But what we wanted to do was, it might be a bit more risky to be honest, but we wanted one that was just 1 day in the city centre. You haven't got to get a bus. There is no camping. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's a daytime, 11 till 9, and then you're done, you finished. It's out right in the centre of the town. And the race course really is the only place that can hold anything this big. And
Mm.
the race course is right in the centre of town. So hopefully it will go into Chester's
Well, you said
yearly
you
thing.
expected 3.5, but there's still tickets available, isn't there?
Yeah, there's still tickets available. So the way it works is with events, you basically work it to a safe capacity. So we've got a safe capacity to do 5,000 people for this. We did it to 5,000 because that's sort of where the tiers changed.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
didn't expect it. To be fair, when we approached the race course and they said how many people you get, I sort of like crossed my fingers and said, "Oh, we'll do 2,000." And the reality, I was thinking we do 1,500, I'd be buzzing. But we've done 3,000 now, so we've doubled what we thought would be possible. So as it's grown, we've got like a bigger stage, more toilets, more
Mm.
food vendors, a much bigger bar, and
Yeah, yeah.
so we can do to a certain level, but we can't go above 5,000 because there's too much of a
And they got
safety
some
stuff
quite there's
involved.
some really cool, guests. Who's there then on the day?
So on the day we've got Exodus. You have to have a Bob Marley band at a reggae day,
100%.
otherwise you're stupid not to. And this is the third time we've had them as well. And they're brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
They're brilliant. The Future Man, who's like an original artist, and he's got a 10-piece band with him as well, who's like do all their own songs. He's got multiple albums out, and he's brilliant. Apache Indian, Boom Shakalaka. If people don't know the name, they'll know the
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
General Levy. If you
Yeah.
don't know General Levy again, you know the song. You know
Mm,
Incredible.
yeah.
And Aswad, the headlining, who
Mhm.
have obviously booking them was a big ask for them to do a festival that hadn't ever happened before. But
Yeah.
they're the mainstay. So we had three of them in Shrewsbury a few weeks ago, and it was good. The music's top tier.
Yeah, yeah. But everyone likes reggae music, right?
Yeah,
Just chilled out, makes you feel happy.
yeah, that's it.
I was at the airport this morning, we were listening to it at the barber shop, and everyone was just in there, like,
Yeah, yeah.
just having a
It's
good
that's
time.
it's a feel good day. There's enough. The reason as well we did it on August the 29th is Creamfields is not far from here, I guess, is in Chester, isn't it?
Literally up the road.
And a lot of places would they try to not do festivals the same days they've got like competition because it's Creamfields is completely the opposite direction from us. There's no competition at all. Like
No.
we're not going to get their customers. So I think it lends itself quite nicely. There's nothing really else around the August bank holiday weekend.
If I said so I spoke to my mum and dad the other day, and they were like, "Oh my god, love to go to that." I was like, "Well, you're having the kids, so you're not." But they were like, "Oh, that'd be ace, that."
Yeah.
'Cause it's just a feel good that music genre, isn't it? It's not for everyone, but I love it.
Yeah. The way I see it when people say, "Oh, I don't like it," I was like, "That's sound because we've made it so obvious what it is, you won't have to come and get disappointed. You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just
yeah.
not come." But when people aren't sure about it, the way I'd sell it is as the salesman's point of view. If you've ever had a rum punch, the sun's shining and Bob Marley's playing and you're sat in the field with your mates, if you don't like it at that point, then it's not for you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've never seen anyone sitting around with a bit of reggae on, drinking rum punch, thinking, "Oh, this is crap." You know what
When
I
we
mean?
were on holiday recently, we went to Rhodes, Bob Marley come on. and I had a paradise, a rum paradise.
Yeah.
Baby was asleep, Scarlett was off with her friends, and I literally for about 20 minutes sat there and thought, "I've fucking made it
Yeah, this
here."
is it. This is good.
And there was just nothing else in my brain. I thought life is so good.
Yeah.
You don't get that
Yeah.
a lot of the time, do you?
Yeah, that's it.
But
So
I think it's nice the fact that you've said all that. And once again, I'm gonna go back to the student nights. You were always looking to give people that good time. You've always been like that.
do you know, I think that comes from when I was younger. I'm from quite a big my family are Irish, and there's quite a lot of them. I've got
Mhm.
a lot of cousins, and my mum's from a big family, and we used to have massive parties at my house where I was growing up
Yeah.
with my granddad, and we used to have them all the time. And they'd go on to, I mean, like, I was a kid, so I don't know what time they finished, but till God knows what early
Oh, we
hours of
had
the
it as well,
morning.
yeah, yeah.
And I never saw any fights, never saw any violence, nothing. Like when they say, "What's the good side of a good party and a good drink?" I think I saw it perfectly. You know what I
That's
mean?
really good, yeah.
People having a really, really, really good time,
That's
no
nice.
problems. And like my uncles would play the guitar, they played the drums, they'd be live singing and all that. And it was brilliant.
So you were literally like in an environment from a young age where you thought, "This is what I wanna
Yeah,
do."
from when I was 7, 8 years old. Yeah, and you know what? It's crazy because I guess I never wanted to do it. I just got lucky into the promoting, but I guess maybe things happen for a reason. But yeah, I've always been surrounded by, and even now my family get together and we do like a Paddy's Day party and one in October, and there'll be like 50, 60 of us, and we'll all turn up. We haven't seen each other in a couple of years,
That's
and
nice.
we'll have a great weekend.
Yeah.
And most of them actually work at the Rum and Reggae as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like I've put it into the family's groups. I need some help.
I see now. You're still looking for a
We're
s
all right now. We've got enough staff
Yeah, I
now, but
do,
I
yeah.
mean, my aunties, my
That's amazing.
uncles, my cousins, all of them come and help out, and because I think they're the same. They all like putting stuff on, and like I think we know how to have a good time.
When you're someone like you who genuinely wants to have a good time, what's it like when you do come up against someone or you're trying to work with a promoter and they are the opposite to you? How do you keep the PMA, the positive mindset of, "No, no, I'm gonna do it," because there must be times you're thinking, "I've already committed to this, but God, I wish I could just walk away."
Yeah, I think sometimes when you do that, you've just got to. If you say you're going to do something, you've got to do it.
Mm.
And if you, especially in events, if you're going to put something on, don't do it unless you're absolutely sure it's the
Yeah.
thing. It's the thing for you, because otherwise you can be wasting a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of
Mhm.
your career can down the pan real quick.
What's it like working liaising with the council? That's the council.
Do you know what? Chester Council are really supportive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, like with the race course, I haven't had to do too much with them because
Yeah.
it's the race course's license and the race course's event. But in the past, in my early days, I probably found them to give me quite a lot of pushback on stuff.
Is that because
But
of the age thing though, and because of what you were trying to do?
a lot of the age thing, but also like I'll give you an example. One Christmas, I asked the council if I could park 2 reindeers outside off the wall on a Saturday night and walk up and down the street. And they said, and they absolutely said, "Not a chance in hell. And if you do it, you're going to be liable for anything that happens." And like, so I asked
I
about
love
'em.
that. I love that eagerness of like, "I'm just gonna fucking do it anyway. No, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I've
do it,
had
but I'm
some
gonna ask anyway." Yeah.
I've asked them quite a lot sometimes, and they've said no. And also there's been a big thing in Chester about they've never let anyone do pub crawls. It's a big no-no,
Yeah.
which I don't agree with, because when you look at other towns and cities, this is a way you can get a lot of money in a lot of bars and a lot of big nights. And Chester didn't
And
like it.
Chester's well, at one point, Chester had like, was it 100 and odd pubs in the walls of
Was it?
Chester?
Yeah,
And now it's
took 'em
down to like,
down.
it's less than half. It's bad. It's these because there's 3 different routes you can take. There's like a red route, a blue route, and a green route,
Okay.
and they all end up in different places. So like some of them will be just around Hull, some of them will be from Hull into the walls, some of them will just be the walls. I'll send it over to you, but we've done it
Yeah,
before.
nice.
And the idea is you only do half in every pub. Well, I don't really drink beer all
Yeah,
often. Says I'm having a cruise camper now, but you can literally see all these. And there's some pubs that even I don't know
yeah.
after all these years. Like they're just like in the walls. They're
That's what's
down.
great about Chester.
Yeah,
Same as when my mum's been living there. Her favourite pub is the what's that little one on Brook Street?
yeah.
It's literally the best pub in Chester. She's going to be pissed that I don't know this, but I do know it. It's just,
Brook
it's in your
Street.
head. Opposite the little cafe.
Oh, I
You're
know
gonna have
exactly.
to edit this bit out
No,
if you don't
no,
know
mate,
what
it's
it is.
going on there.
But the
No.
pub there is unbelievable. And the same, but the boot's the same. It's the old pub that's great. You'd never know it's there, but it's there. There's a lot of hidden gems
Well,
in
the
Chester.
remember is Cash Bar still there?
No, Cash Bar ain't there. It's called something else, but I love that place.
Yeah, I
They've
remember.
always got loads of good beers in there.
Well, I remember going there when it first opened. So do you remember when we used to do D&E
Yeah,
on? Do you remember them nights?
yeah,
Were you there when we got the bus from there?
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. I don't know if it maybe working with you doing that, but I was going in there at that time, and it was absolutely brilliant there. You used to have all, like, the homebrew beers
Yeah, that's
there,
what it's
yeah.
got now. I don't with the home brews as much, but they've got like a good selection on
I
tap.
think has it got the biggest selection in Chester?
It might be, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
That's what I mean. There's loads of these little bars in Chester that you just don't know about. Like you were saying before, Liquor and Co.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that still going?
Yeah, Liquor and Co and Craft Co are still going. And the reason I said, which one was first, was Liquor and Co, because before that, it was called, I think it was called The Melting Pot. And I used to have a flat around that side of town. And we used to go in there, and I think it was for sale for a few years. And we'd always say, going, who's going to buy this place? Because it is
Yeah, yeah.
always dead. It's rubbish inside. It looks absolutely awful. And if you would have asked me, I'd have just said it's impossible. And then this, I don't know him, but I think his name's Ian. They've brought it and made it Liquor and Co. And it is absolutely incredible. And they've got gold ceilings in there,
It's
nice
amazing.
interior. And they haven't even really changed it much since it opened, but it's
But
absolutely
isn't it mental
banging.
though how you can just have a vision and it can be a play
Yeah,
on
yeah.
words? It's like the,
Guy's a genius.
is Cuckoo still going?
I think Hook is still there as
I
well,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, well, I had a couple of good nights in there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But these places, I'm too old.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm in
Oh,
bed
yeah,
by now.
I'm bed by 9, me. I
I'm
like going
aching
out
everywhere,
midday.
and I'm just like, get me my tea and
Yeah.
trying to go to bed.
I like going in bed before match of the day starts is considered a win, I think.
I like that. Even on a Friday? Or even on a
Friday,
Sat
I'm probably in bed by 9 on a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting I mean, I don't know. I like an early morning as well, I guess, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Early
know.
around the golf.
Do you know what? I've never got I like playing golf. I play with my mum, right?
Yeah, your
But
mum's a good golfer, isn't she?
she's all right, but yeah, I've just found that, like, I enjoy it, but I know I'm not that good at it.
I
So
think
I'll play it, but
I think golf's one of them games where we've actually got a bloke coming on the next couple of weeks who runs Chester's indoor golfing.
okay.
He's a top bloke. I've been down there. Golf is one of those sports where, if you can call it a sport, people hate it when I call it a sport, but you can go out and you can just walk and like get some fresh air and you with your mates, have a few beers on the course. And going back to what we were saying before, it's cheaper than a night out. Well, some
Yeah, yeah.
places are, right? So if I can get out early morning, see my mates, let off some steam, hit a few balls,
Yeah, yeah.
know I'm shit, get back, see my family, I've already sort of won the day.
You've got the dopamine in you.
Exactly,
You've got
yeah.
all the goodness. You've got all you need. You
The
don't need to
sun's
go out and
out, the
spend loads of
fucking
money.
birds. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You can see how I've gone so much older. But I genuinely would say to anyone that's busy, anyone that's maybe even struggling, just pick up a set of clubs and just go for a knock.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Tiger Woods. You haven't got to be Rory. Just go out
We
and have
went
fun.
we went for a few years of going down that one on Sealand Road.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
called? Is it 4 golf?
yeah. Full golf.
And
Yeah,
we used to knock it, do the thing where you smash them out into the field
yeah, yeah.
and then do a round.
Yeah.
And like, we shouldn't talk about smoking on the podcast. It's bad. You can have a fag when you're playing. You can have a can when you're playing. You can wear what you want. Brilliant. Great fun.
That's the whole point of it, though, right? You
Yeah.
can go out and be you for like an hour, 2 hours. We went Carden Park the other week and 4 ball. There's me, 3 of my mates, 2 of them I'd met before, but you wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
Because all the way around they were just laughing and joking.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great spot. What was so about nightlife and golf. What was the did you do the night with the golfing? Was it you that did it?
Pub golf.
Yeah. You had a couple of them, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we did. That's what I was sort of mentioning on when I said about the council didn't like people doing pub golf, so we had to cancel a few of them because they just weren't into it at all. You don't sort of get like a warning, but they sort of say we don't want you to do this. The licensing are against it, which is it's sort of up to them. I don't agree with that. We've got to sort of take it for what it is.
Well, when you go to there's a place I went to in Wakefield. It's like renowned for stag do's, something.
Yeah.
I went there for my mate's stag do, and that's just
Is it like the Motley Run or something like
that's
that,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah.
the thing, what we should do is go and ask the pubs if they want it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
If
yeah.
you think every half an hour you can have another 80 people in there buying a drink, they might be a bit rowdy and sing a few songs, but you got money in the till.
Well,
And
it's
it's a Wednesday night.
Well,
You
it's
know
all
what
right
I
for
mean?
the council to say,
There's
and no
nothing
disrespect
going
to
on.
the council, no disrespect to them, 'cause obviously don't want to get on their bad side. But it's all well and good them saying no, but like you just said, if I went and spoke to 100 pubs and 100 pubs
They
said,
beg you for it.
if I'm going to get an extra £100 in my till,
Yeah, yeah.
please,
And most of these places, because we in the end did one with the council. So what I did was I told the council we are going to do it. I invited them to come with me and work
Yeah,
the night
yeah.
and walk around. So big respect to Michaela. And who's the other lady she brought with her? But say she took their time off to come with me on my work night out and walk around and just watch how we manage it.
amazing.
And they was like, fair enough, done it fine. There's no problems at all. So all we did was get a few welfare walkers, made sure every venue's got a doorman on because it's a week they haven't always got to have them on. Made sure the venues knew what was going on. The venues obviously buy into it, and
Yeah.
the venues have probably got a couple of grand in their till. But on a Wednesday night, it weren't there
Where's
before.
you?
Exactly.
No,
And
no.
also the way I'd argue it is these people were structured. So we've got like probably, 600 people or whatever. They know where they're going to go to.
Mm.
Whereas if you aren't doing that, like there's 40 pubs, they could go anywhere, and these pubs aren't prepared for it. So they might not have doorman on, or they've only got one
Yeah, yeah.
person working. They don't really want 40 people walking in. They were ready for a quiet night and to close early. If you structure it in the right way,
No.
the venue gets a better night out, the people get a better night out. And you know what? If they're not doing a pub crawl or pub golf or whatever, they're in their house drinking quadruple measures of cheap vodka by the
Bucket
pint,
loads, yeah.
getting absolutely smashed and coming out too drunk to go out
Yeah,
anyway
yeah.
from the,
But but
buying it
that's
from
unfortunately,
Tesco's.
that's where we are now, though, because everything's gone up too much.
Yeah, and you can buy booze from the supermarket for the price of milk pretty much, and
It
it's so cheap. It's dangerously cheap.
it's only £2.50
So
for a beer in the Dun Inn, so it's
yeah,
just come here for the night. And I suppose leading on to that, that's what I wanna ask you as well, is like, how do you manage ticket prices? So let's look at this. You've got artist costs, everything's going up, right? So how do you manage accessible ticket prices, but then also balancing the cost of artists
well,
going up?
man, it's such a hard question, man, because when I got the when I was doing my first budgets for these festivals, the number that I'd written down, I was pretty precise with it. That's almost doubled to what it
Has
was at
it?
the beginning,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause stuff is unbelievably expensive. So it's a hard because really you don't there's no event unless you sell the tickets.
Mm.
So to sell the tickets, you've got to make it the cheapest possible price that you can still make money off. So like with our ones, our cheapest tickets for adults were £35, tier one. So they go up in stages. Then we did like 1,000 at 35. And then now the final tickets are £49.50. I'm not an idiot. I know £49.50 is a lot of money. Also, VAT is getting taken into that. So whatever it is, like 5 or 6 quid's going straight to the VAT. When you've got the rest of it into what it's going to pay for, in a lot of money
Mm.
in comparative to what you get for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff is just unbelievably expensive. So I think there's two ways to do it doing events. Is you try and do it for a cheap price and it ain't gonna work, you're gonna lose money and you're screwed anyway. Or you do it for the cheapest price you can do it and do it good and then give people value for money and
Yeah,
they'll be happy with it.
yeah.
Because it's just one of them. And it's not just the artist, it's the toilets, the
The
stage,
vendors.
the fencing, the lights, the electricity, you know what I mean? That nothing's free. The PRS you've got to pay for to play the music, you've got to buy. The fencing for the barriers you've got to buy, the safety barriers, the speakers, every little thing
There's a lot
goes
more than
up.
you realise, isn't there?
Yeah, and I thought there was a lot, and then it goes, and then it's same with with staff costs. We've got 50 people working on the bar, 35 doormen minimum.
Shit.
The yeah, people can be safe, but everything's expensive and everything's got to be paid for. So the way we've done it is so it doesn't everyone gets paid. No one's gonna have to be scratching around for an invoice the week after, and we've done it for basically the cheapest price possible to make it work.
So, without getting too I don't wanna be too deep and ask you this, is it are you doing this to make money or give people a good time?
Give people a good time, and if it makes money, we'll keep doing it. I think the thing with it was we did the first one, like I said, just because I was like, look, we should do an event for us, do our event, and just see where it lands, see if people like it or not. If we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like it, we're not do it again. If we like it, it ain't cost much to put on anyway. It'll be a good laugh. Period. People obviously really liked it, so we thought, we'll do another one. And people liked it even more than the first one. We had more people. But then at that point, I'm thinking, I've always believed Chester should have a festival in a race
Oh,
course. I've been
100%,
going
yeah.
on about it for years. I don't know why they didn't carry on doing Chester Rocks, and I was too young to really care
Well,
that
they
went
did. I
to
mean,
it.
there was
But
a chap I knew who actually tried to do, event festival in Chester. Yeah, we're going back maybe 18 years. Ryan did it. I'm sure he will mind me saying he did a good job of it.
okay, yeah.
But the council pushed back.
Did they?
But things have changed because you can't have. Oh, by the way, we've got Tom Jones at the race course.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
by the
yeah.
way, we've got Ollie Murs at the race course. Oh, by the way, we got this, and people are going, "Oh my god, that's 150 quid a ticket." And then you go, "Oh, by the way, I want to put a festival." No, we can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Was that how much yours? 150.
I don't fucking know.
Do
Like,
you know?
I doubt it. I mean, but I've heard some stupid prices coming out,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
thinking, well, you're happy to bring these artists down, right,
Yeah,
and
you
have
got
people
paid for
spend
them.
their money, right? You're happy with that, but now people from the city are trying to pump money into the city
Yeah.
because this festival doesn't just help yourself, right? This helps the bars. If people want to leave early, even if they bought it, they go to a local pub.
But I think one of the reasons the council and the racecourse were quite happy to do it is we're closing at 9.
Well, yeah,
So
and
we ain't going on to 1 in the morning. We're gonna have like 3,000 people there at 9 o'clock. Off you go into town. There's gonna be bars, restaurants, hotels.
yeah,
Should all do well out of it, hopefully.
yeah, absolutely,
Which
mate.
means they'll support us back as well because we sort of reached out to quite a lot of places, especially the independents, just saying to the owners or the managers that there's a couple of free tickets there just for like being part of it and supporting and
Amazing.
whatever. And hopefully it just means over the year they'll all buy into it as well.
Have you already started looking into, like, next year or are you literally gonna wait the business to be done, have the baby, and then assess everything?
Yeah, a bit of both. We've sort of planned. So next year we're planning to either do none or five. Really, if you ask me in the morning, one day I'll say, "No, we're done. This is it. It's been stressful doing this and finishing it." Or the next day we're going to do loads. We've we're going to do Heaton Park next year, Manchester. We've
Amazing.
got an agreement to do it, which is where Park Life is, and where Oasis were last year. Not is it obviously not as big as that, but the same sort of scope as we've done in Chester. We'll do Chester again if the cathedral are happy, not the cathedral, the race
Of
course are
course.
happy when we're finished. And Shrewsbury, we'll speak to the council and see if we can get a weekend there next year. But it will be basically we'll finish Chester and then see
See where the line lies.
plans. Yeah, because it's like it's taken a lot to do it. We're both me and my wife are both working crazy hours, getting it all to be structurally
Yeah,
correct and
yeah.
structurally right. And then at the same time, like you get to the point now where we're 10 days away and you're just looking at the weather gods. And if the weather gods ain't nice to you,
They've given good
you're still
they've said there's a
open.
heat
But
wave. There's a heat wave, but everyone's gonna have a good time anyway.
yeah, well, I hope so. But it's the rain, if it pisses down, then and you don't cancel it, the event goes ahead, come rain or shine.
Oh, mate,
You know,
I'm in
it's
VIP, I couldn't give a shit if people
yeah.
get out. I'll be there on my own.
But yeah, afterwards we'll have a discussion and we'll decide. But I think we'll probably end up.
I think you should.
Doing,
But obviously get this one done. I suppose moving on to that, I suppose what you're doing is you're moving thousands of tickets to a single day festival instead of a weekly student night. The financial load of that must be chalk and cheese, right?
oh yeah, big time, big
I
time.
know you've just touched on it's doubled, but you start, set up a Facebook page, group of 1,000
Yeah,
people,
that was it,
to
literally.
then this.
Yeah.
Do you look back and think, what the fuck happened along
Because
the way?
I was doing law at uni, I wanted to
Oh,
be I
yeah.
wanted to be a solicitor, yeah, and then I just ended up doing events, and then I don't know, I guess I liked it enough, and I was lucky enough to make a career out of it, which a lot of people aren't, because it isn't
No,
easy. It's not easy to get into places, it's not easy to find the right contacts,
no.
it's not easy to keep people happy, especially with, like, bars and clubs, because 'cause they're seeing their profits dwindle, they're
Yeah.
seeing promoters still make money off it, so it's not an easy situation for anyone. But going from, yeah, doing my first, like, residency night, I guess you could call it that, was we started doing Sundays at RB's.
Yeah, yeah.
So, which was just like an R&B night.
They were
We
good. They were
was
good nights, to be
Yeah,
fair.
great, but it was a good way to, like, cut your teeth, because we was doing, like, 100 people a week, charging them, like, 1 or 2 quid. Wasn't making any money, but pay the DJ, pay the staff, but you learn things, and over the years, it's been, like, I guess 15 odd years now, yeah, 15, 16 years. You've got to the point now where I've sort of learned enough that
Just come a bit closer, mate.
we can
Yeah.
put on, like, a structurally
Yeah.
sound night for thousands of people, not 100 people. But, it took a long time to.
Well, that's right though, right? That's like me, but I've been in sales all my life. Didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Fell into sales, changed my life. But I think I've learned more from the oh shit moments than I've ever learned from. And I love the fact that you've been so honest about that earlier on because you do have to have the moments where you go, oh fuck,
Oh,
but
big
you
time.
gotta get through it,
Yeah,
right?
you know what? You'll never get anywhere if you don't go through that stuff as well. There's just no way. It's impossible. I think that's the same in any business as well, isn't it? I think, like, some of the best business people or leaders in the world, they've all failed multiple times, and
Oh my god.
especially ones that, if mum and dad didn't give you the golden person money and you've done it
Oh
yourself,
mate, we
you've got
didn't
to
have
risk it.
when we set up the business. We had 25p in the bank.
Yeah.
Sean said to me, "Mike, you have to make this fucking work because I will fucking kill you if it don't." And you know what? We have. There's been a couple of times where we've really struggled, where clients have let us down, where we've not been able to pay staff, and it's the worst moment of your
Yeah,
life.
it's scary.
And everyone thinks you haven't. Oh, look at them living the fucking life. It's like, no, no, no. We're really, there's times where we've gone, this is not worth it. But you
Yeah.
have to see it through.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
That's why I'm saying keep going with the festivals because people are loving it.
Yeah, I hope so. I guess we'll send out the feedback forms after Chester, and if the people of Chester want it, we'll do it again and just do it bigger next
Well,
year.
I
So
mean,
hopefully,
we're gonna put a link on it as well. But I think we were saying as well, maybe through the if they go through the link,
yeah, we'll do a little ticket deal on
you will
that.
do
Yeah,
a little- so if you do get a ticket, if you watch this and get a ticket through the link, we'll put a code on there which
yeah,
we can release
let's
on
do
there
it.
as well. Yeah, I think what we need to do, guys, if you listen to this, we need to get this to 5,000 because Pete is trying to give the city a good time, and we need it.
Yeah,
I'll speak openly and honestly. I think what you're doing is incredible.
thank you.
No,
Appreciate
mate,
that.
I mean it. So what going back to what we were saying before, what's the worst crisis you've ever had hours before the doors opened? Whether it
Oh,
was an artist, diva, tech failures,
mm,
weather, and how did you fix it?
we must have had loads. Let me see. We've had a few where Rosie's is closed for reasons outside of our control, where we were trying to do nights, people not turning up. So a lot of the times we've booked, back in the day at Roses when the student nights were popular, we tend to book like TV people, like The Only Way is Essex, or
Yeah.
you know, with them manner of Love Islanders or whatever. And most of them come from London, so they don't really want to go to the north. So we've had it before. We book people to come in at like 11 o'clock, and they've turned up at like 2 in the morning, which is like like a bit of a piss take, but you've just sort of got to roll
Who's the
with
bit?
it.
Are you allowed to say the biggest arsehole is? Or would you?
Do you know what?
They're never
I
going to see
can't think
this.
of anyone that's yeah. I
I,
can't think of anyone that's been because when they turn up, they're all polite enough. They play the game, you know.
yeah, yeah,
They
they
know
want
how
paid,
they know how
don't
it
they?
works. Yeah, that's it. And they don't want the bad
Bad pep,
feedback.
yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of times we've sort of booked these celebrities, and when I say celebrities, you're
Z-list.
talking about people that have been on the telly for a few weeks, and that's a little bit towards one of the reasons I stopped doing the student nights because I just thought like you're sort of bending over backwards for these people who
You
aren't
did you
that.
want Phil Mitchell DJing or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. So we didn't
He's
DJ. He
he's
just
a great guy, isn't he?
Phil was cool because he's one that's mad professional. So his game is basically he just turns up for an hour and you get an hour worth of pictures with him. But people think it's really funny to get a picture with Phil Mitchell because it is pretty funny because
It's
it's
though,
Phil
isn't
Mitchell, isn't he?
it?
But his thing was like he was doing pantomime. I think in Birmingham at the time. It was
Yeah.
around Christmas, and we was stood before he does. We set everything up for him, and he's like, right, you got an hour from half 12, then I'm gone. 60, because you paid for 60 minutes, right? So he was just on the ball, where he's like, basically, let's go 60 minutes in and out. Done his photos, thanks very much, handshake, and off you go. Some of them come in and get drunk and have a great time and stay till the
Who's
end.
the best one? Who's the best then? Who's been the best person getting pissed if you've made a connection with since? Like, you still speak to Stormzy, for example? Yeah.
Don't speak to Stormzy, but actually on the day though, Stormzy was a dead nice guy. And
Yeah, he
he was
seems like a genuinely
yeah,
nice
and
guy.
he was like new famous at the time then
Oh,
as
was
well.
he?
So
Yeah.
I think he just had like a top 5 record or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So he wasn't like
I remember when
a
you did
mega
it.
star.
I remember it was fucking bonkers. Like,
Yeah, it was real
social
busy.
media was
Do you
nuts.
know what the crazy thing about the Stormzy thing is, right? He was he sold a good amount of tickets. We sold more tickets next week for the Chuckle Brothers than Stormzy.
Honestly.
Yeah, and
You had them a few times though,
we had a
didn't you?
few. They're brilliant as well.
Well,
Absolutely
unfortunately,
brilliant.
one of them passed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Barry. Yeah, but they were brilliant. They were one of them where we had a rider from them. So you get like the request, the drinks, what they
Yeah, yeah.
want, and their rider was pretty simple. So we went over and above and got them the nice stuff, and they turned up and was like, "Oh look, we just want bells, mate. Can you just go to the shop and get a bottle of Bell's whiskey instead?" We'd bought like a nice £50 bottle or whatever.
They just wanted
We just wanted
bells.
Bell's and Pinot Grigio. That's
But
what they wanted. Yeah,
that's
brilliant. Yeah,
it's a
but some of these
simple
people
life,
want
right?
want like 10 bottles of all different brands and all the rest of
You
it.
see what I
Brilliant.
mean, though? I could not deal with that.
Yeah, and like I think it was the same week we had Jazzy Jeff DJing, who was a Grammy winner,
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air, won multiple awards, multiple gold albums, DJing in Rosie's, which was massive on a European tour. And I remember one kid walking out going, I don't know who that DJ was, but my mum could do a better job than him. And you're scratching your head thinking, I don't think you even have known what you've brought today or what ticket you've got. Because what you're seeing should have been 25 quid in an arena. Do you know what I mean? You're lucky to have this here for 6 quid. But
People don't appreciate things like.
yeah, sometimes people just don't know
And I
what they,
suppose
don't know
for
what
you
they're
though,
buying.
it's a generational thing though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I know the Chuckle Brothers when they went out. Obviously, I never got to see them, but um, people like of all ages were like, "Oh my god, this is Ace," and then you get that, and then there's some of the same age going,
Yeah, some
"That's
people they don't know,
like."
don't care what they've seen, not that into it. But then I think that's quite a hard thing about doing the job as well, because you've got to try and think what people want, and then whether they're popular or not, it's basically roulette. And then what we tried to do a lot of the time was book people that were about to be really famous, and
Like,
then hope that
who's the best example of that then?
H.
Oh
We
yeah.
had him at Rosie's just before. I mean, we booked him just before he was real famous, but by
Mm.
the time he was on, he was real famous.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
So we probably could have doubled
He seems like a
Rosie's that night.
really down to earth.
Yeah, he
Nice
was
guy.
he was dead sound as well. And I think one of them. He was obviously going to be famous at that point, but he hadn't
He hadn't
made it.
peaked.
So yeah, he wasn't RC. Didn't care about any sort of celebrity stuff. He was cool. Did his show, had a couple of drinks, and went back home. Had his mates with him, and I think I said to him at the time, I was like, it's nice to see. It's quite nice to see people that are normal making it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's good. Whereas sometimes you get
So
people
that's
like
what we were saying at the very start of the podcast, though, right? Some people, oh, I've made it. I'm better than all you now.
yeah,
I
and
just couldn't live like that. Like I don't think it's in me. Like I'd rather just be who I am, and if people don't like me, then fuck you.
yeah,
That's,
I'm the same. It should be.
I think I spent a long time though trying to be a people pleaser.
Yeah,
I look back
don't get you
now,
anywhere.
and I look back and I think, why was I so up your ass?
Yeah.
Why did I think you were this fucking amazing person when you're just an absolute prick? And you still are. You know, I wouldn't speak to these people now. I'd walk past them because not because I think I'm better than them, because I just wouldn't.
I
We didn't engage in very deep conversations then. So, and they probably there's people think that about me, by the way. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
think that
And
you were
they're allowed to.
a
You ain't
hundred
gonna you
percent.
ain't gonna
I
please
always
everyone.
say people's opinion on me is none of my business.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to be because
None of my
it doesn't matter who you are. Do you know what I
what
mean?
people think of me is none of my business, and
Yeah,
I live like that now. It's like if you don't like me, then you don't. You
yeah.
don't have to like me.
As
But
long as your kids and your wife like you and your wife's family, then
my
you're doing
kids
it
do.
right.
I think my wife just about tolerates me. My ADHD drives her up the wall. She's got me. Our daughter's got ADHD, and our son definitely got it.
Yeah.
He spent like 20 minutes last night headbutting me, just fucking headbutting me. Um, when people see a packed venue or a full festival feel and think you're printing money, what does the real margin breakdown look like after artists, production staff, and venue costs? That's not for me. Someone's asked me to ask you that.
I don't know. I could probably tell you that in about 2 weeks. But
Yeah,
yeah, and also what I'd say is I think a lot of the difference between what we're doing here and what a lot of the bigger companies do around the country is we're a small independent festival. Like we're tiny, as in that there's me, my wife, and our helpers. Whereas a lot of the companies that are like Live Nation put on the Tom Jones thing, they probably own their stage. They don't really need to market too much because they've just got the sites already done. They've got everyone's information. They can push stuff out a lot cheaper than we can. So our costs are probably a lot higher than some of these. Same with like sponsorships. We've been really lucky with we've got Carib Lager sponsoring us and Duppy Share Rum sponsoring us that have been
please get me a bottle of Duppy rum.
we've got
As you can
quite
see, I've got a couple of bottles there,
a
but
yeah. I
I
can show
need.
them because they'll be buzzing with that.
Tell them if they want me to sponsor it, I'll put it on the
But
podcast every week.
Duppy been a dream to deal with
Have they?
because
Yeah.
they're the same as like they basically got me emailing them saying, "Look, I've got no real experience in festivals. I put on a couple in my mate's pub garden, but we've got this dream that we're going to start doing massive ones, and they're going to be brilliant. And you should give us some money and sell us your drink cheaper because we think it's a good idea." And they said it is a good idea, and they backed it. So they like Jack and the team, absolutely brilliant
If
for
they want to
Duppy.
like sponsor the podcast, I'll
I'll
just put a
send it to
bottle
them
on
and
there.
ask him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just say this lad from
yeah.
Chester really loves rum.
And you're doing the Duppy rum tasting at the event as well. So you've got four to go through.
All the guys, I went, bring your drinking boots
Yeah.
because it's going to be a big one. No, it's an interesting one because I think everyone does see people maybe see us and they go, oh my god,
Yeah, it's not.
everyone has a perception, and
Yeah.
that's what does my head in about social media. But at the same time, you kind of bring it on yourself. There's a business from Chester, and I'm sure she won't mind saying, Dolby with
Yeah, yeah.
Danielle Gregory has been incredibly brave, incredibly honest about what she's been through, and I think normalizing the reality of business has to be.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to do it more
'Cause
because
it's hard, isn't
well, everyone thinks, oh my god, they've got celebrities. Oh my god, they're
Yeah.
doing this person's big. Oh my god, they're working with. And that's why one of the reasons why I love my industry is because no one really knows what the fuck we do. They just think
Oh, they
we're in
didn't.
sales. You know?
When we did celebrities or any sort of celebrity basically at Rosie's, we never made any money ever. We
No,
always lost money because but we knew we were gonna because all the money's gone on these artists. Some of these artists would have been 5 or 6,000 pounds. And if you think about on a busy night, we get 1,000 customers.
mm.
We're only charging them for a fiver. So we're only taking 5 grand on the door
How do you work that?
becau
What your brain must be like.
because next week there's nothing on. And you're not gonna get 1,000, but the week after there's when I say nothing on, there's cheaper things on.
Yeah, yeah,
So if we're doing like, say we don't run stuff in the summer, we didn't run stuff in the summer, so we do like 30 odd big nights over the year.
yeah.
On 5 or 6 of them, we're gonna plan to lose money, but the night's gonna be so big, people are gonna go to all the nights. So then you get the reputation that comes with it, and a bit of it is the same as with the Rum and Reggae. The first one didn't make any money. We didn't lose money, but it was
It's
literally,
like broke even
yeah,
almost. Yeah,
I haven't no one's taken any payments from it at all.
yeah.
Second one, the same. The second one, all the money from the second one would have been basically a bit of Facebook marketing. No profit. And the third one would probably be the same again. Anything we make will probably go into
Yeah.
doing the next one. But then it's like hopefully down the line you get something
Yeah.
massive and then you can
Mental,
work. But
because everyone would see this and go, "Oh my god." It's like I think it's so interesting when someone's so honest,
yeah,
and that's what I'm saying about like Danielle or myself. We're just you got to be honest about this, and you go, "We made no money."
yeah,
What?
yeah.
But you didn't make any money. Well, why are you doing it? Because it will make money.
Yeah, and you know what? It's what I'm doing it. I'll tell you when I'm 60. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
When I'm sitting on the beach somewhere not working. Well, touch wood.
that's
So hopefully. But
that's
yeah,
fine. Yeah,
I think you've got to have a vision for it, and you've got to be prepared to like me and Emma. We've done the last couple of years. We've lived in like flat or we've got an annex apartment. We don't really spend. I mean, we go out every now and then, but we tend to not spend
Every
money.
time I call you, you're in fucking Barbados.
Well, we work
Or
in
you're in France, or
Barbados,
you're
so yeah.
working. I'm like, fucking way. But that's what I mean. The perception people must get from that. But you have worked hard. Like your properties, for example.
Yeah, so
How many have you done up now in sales?
we've we've done up, I think, 5 or 6
That's
where we bought at
amazing.
auctions. Have done them up, and it's the same. It's sort of Emma's thing, but it's a learning curve. We've
Some,
got
I'm not
some
saying some of them, but the ones I've seen have been bloody
they're really
gorgeous.
good. We've got a good team, got a good builder, good helpers, and it's
You're
a
in
good.
a lot of them in Hull. Well,
Yeah, well, we had one at home. We sold it a few years ago.
did you? Yeah.
Sold over. We lived in it actually until when COVID came. We used it to do another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll carry on doing that as our little side project because we really enjoy it, and it just gives us, like you've always got to be working and do something,
Yeah.
and it means we can both like either work remote or work from home. I think that was the dream with us. I think it was the same as you when you said like the most important thing is time. So we both work 7 days a week, probably 8 hours minimum, but we spend like a few months at a time. We're lucky enough to be out of the country, but we're still working every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you can do it for yourself and just work where you want, it makes your life easier, isn't it? It means
Yeah. Yeah.
you can do what you want with your time.
I think people chase money, and obviously money is nice. You'd be daft if you say it's not. You can't take it with you. So what do you work for? Freedom.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's
have,
it.
and like I say to all my team, you have kids, and you can, if you want to work from home, I'm not going to stop you because your children, you only get a certain amount of time. I always say you get a first of everything,
Do you,
first steps.
do you let
So
your staff work from home?
yeah, we're introducing flexi time. So we've got a couple of new starters in at the moment. We want to get them to the point where what we don't want to do is like throw them in the deep end and then they fuck up and then we go, oh, you haven't done your job very well.
How are you going to make sure they're working?
They're adults.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Yeah, I
not.
think that's what the good companies do. They get good people, don't they? They
You're
just say,
adults. Like I don't employ you to be a fucking child.
yeah,
And if I have to monitor you, if I have to be there every day or my team need babysitting, then there's a problem.
yeah.
That means that either I'm not doing my job right or they're not in the right company and they need to go and sit in a call center. Yes, we are sales, but we track everything. Call stats are tracked, emails are tracked, everything's monitored. We put
You can.
system. Well, that's the thing, and I've got a fantastic. I didn't the previous the team was okay, but if I'm being brutally honest with you, this one is head and shoulders above any team I've ever had, and
Yeah,
I'm very
nice.
privileged and honoured, and that's why we're taking them to the Rum and Reggae Festival
Yeah,
because
nice.
they deserve it.
How many work for your place?
We've got Gudamine Sharp. There's 11 of us now,
It's crazy.
but there was
Full
22.
time, yeah. Because
It's two at part time, but we had 22 at one point.
that's what would scare me.
Mate, we had
Every month you got to pay these people.
and you got PAYE,
Yeah,
and you got NI, and you got VAT, and the rent. We
and you can't just do it for a few months and go, "Oh, we could be quiet
Mate,
now." You have a month off.
so
It's terrifying.
I'll be open and honest with you and everyone listening. We had 22 staff at one point, and it came tumbling down, in the worst possible way, and I hit rock bottom.
Yeah,
But some of it was out of my control because we had a member of staff and thought I decided to screw us over. Could have stopped it all there and then, but do I want to go back and work with someone? No. I always think that I work for my team, they don't work for me because if I'm not banging the drum about what we do,
yeah,
they don't get a job. But luckily, they're that good at what they do. They retain everything now.
yeah.
So yeah, going way off, but yeah, we if we want to introduce flexi time and say, "Look, there's a laptop, you can make calls for the laptop, and who knows down the line, I could even say you can work from wherever you want as long as that work is getting done."
Well, I think the way the world is going, it's going to happen because the people that are good at their job, they can insist on it now.
Some of them.
If they're really good, they can insist on it and say, "I ain't doing it," and let's got
I'm really
time on.
lucky as well, mate, because I've had Scott and Chelsea been with me since pretty much day one. Scott and Chelsea have stood by me through some of the toughest moments.
I think Chelsea worked for me
Yeah,
way back in the day.
yeah, Chelsea Pritchard. So
Yeah,
she's
she
well,
was there at the beginning.
so
I think.
she is literally the glue, I would say.
Yeah,
She's like the
yeah,
OCD
she's
queen of
great.
our business. She lives down in Plymouth now, and she won't mind me saying. And she's had children, and I'd like to think we supported her. But she and the lad called Scott, they are just fantastic. They're what you want. And then you've got a girl called Izzy who's just started, and she's just. Some people complicate the business world, right? If you say to someone, "I need you to go from A to B," they go, "Okay, I'll do all this."
Yeah,
You just got to do that.
yeah,
But I know people think, well, it's not that simple. But if I say to you, here's an instruction, go and do it, just don't overcomplicate it.
yeah.
Leave the complications to me. I'm the one that has to figure all that out. I just want you to do that. And Izzy is, she won't mind me saying, in fact, she'll fucking love the fact I've mentioned her on the podcast. But she's a diamond. And Sean works with me and she's fantastic. She's the organizer. Steve, the team manager, he's brilliant at managing people. Scott, BDM. We got a guy called Mike Evans who actually trained me up in sales 20 years ago. He's
Nice.
working with me.
What was your sales job?
It was at MBNA, yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
My first sales job was at MBNA. Then I went from MBA to legal, an outsourced legal company, and then I think I never wanted to work for someone. I think this is my longest ever job, and it's working for myself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
the
just
same. No,
I
so
could never work for someone.
I did double glazing when I was
Oh,
younger
did you? Yeah.
in a call center.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that, yeah.
Brutal.
Brutal. 100
You learn
bucks a
about
day.
sales though, yeah. I
Well,
think
you'll
our target was like, and it wasn't a sale. Our target was to allow a house to let a salesman come to
yeah,
the
yeah.
house, and we had to get one every 12 hours.
We've done that for a company
Yeah,
where they actually outsourced it to us, and then they were like, "We need you to guarantee us 6 results there." And I looked at them, I said, "Can you guarantee me that it's gonna be nice tomorrow?" And they were like, "No." I said, "Don't chat shit."
yeah,
I
yeah,
said, "I will estimate what we can do." I hate that word guarantee. Could you guarantee Rosie's every week there was gonna be X amount of
yeah,
people
yeah.
there? You
No
can't
chance.
guarantee anything
Yeah,
in business, can you? Because anything can happen. Like you said before, venues have to shut, electric goes, artists don't show up. You can't guarantee things. It's sort of like you roll the fucking dice in business and
yeah,
pray
yeah.
to the
That's
gods that
it.
your vision's
See
gonna
where
come
it
to
lands. Yeah,
fruition,
yeah.
yeah. So, fine, I'm gonna wrap it up, so I understand the time, but you're running an events business, and it means, you're working while you're working while everyone else is having a good time, and you've gotta keep an eye on everything, right? I can imagine you're gonna be walking around a little bit and
Yeah, sort of walk around and there's like an event operation tent.
mhm.
So I think the way to explain it is if everything's going all right, I'm sort of sat in the tent, just ticking off some boxes,
Yeah,
keeping
yeah.
they've got to keep the paperwork tight and who's in, who's out, speaking
Mm,
to the managers of different departments, and watching it all happen nice and calmly without any issues.
yeah, yeah.
Whether that will happen or not will remain
It
to be
will.
seen. But yeah, but usually, yeah,
Get
that's the
big John
difference.
Fury and give you one of these.
Yeah, but yeah, for the most part, we talk to some artists, make sure that everyone's happy.
Well, that's what I was
Um,
gonna say. How do you keep yourself from burning out when your work-life balance is essentially non-existent?
I don't know. Do you know what, actually, I think we're quite lucky that we'll do a lot of work for a few months, and then when this is finished, our baby's due in December.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have 3 months where I'm just gonna be painting the baby's room and making everything nice and buying
You'll love that,
buying yeah,
around
I want
Christmas
to.
as well.
Yeah.
You'll be
And I
honestly,
think that's what we worked for. So when the baby's here, we're
do you know
both
what
just
you're
gonna be
having yet? Do
parents.
you
Yeah,
know what
boy.
are you having a little boy?
Yeah. We're
Oh,
just
nice.
arguing about names at the minute.
Mike's a good
I want to
thing.
call him Rodney. Emma's not happy about it.
What does Emma wanna call him? Like,
Otto or something like
couldn't you,
that.
like I was gonna say call him, like, Rotto or something, like, just fucking
Yeah,
or
so
Rodney.
we're at that point now where we're talking about names, but I think that's what we're looking forward to
Rodney
now is,
Otto Lass.
it's a strong name.
That's it, and it's
I
unique.
think the old names are coming back in.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I like this. Right, I'm gonna start wrapping up now. So, if you could go back, to Pete on day 1, starting with £0 in your bank, what's the one lesson you drill into him?
Save the money straight away.
Yep.
I was definitely in my 20s when I was, like, doing all right, I was just like, "This will last forever," and you don't need savings, you don't need, like, mortgages and investments and that sort of stuff. It's just, you know, you don't need that. Just go out all the time, and I was just, going out all the time
I
and
never
loving
I
life.
can't remember being out and never seeing you.
Yeah, so I think maybe I know maybe it was easier now because, like, things were cheaper, but
Mhm.
definitely, like, for young people now, I'd say, like, throw money in an ISA in that early doors,
Yeah.
get it done, so when you do get a rainy day, you've got something there.
There's a really good book by a chap called Paul Cheatham Clarks. He's a brilliant business owner. It's called Taking Care of Business, and there's a chapter called Wool on Your Back, and he went through something similar, and he said, "There's an old guy in a pub and says, 'Keep some wool on your back, son.'" And he's like, "I've got houses in Marbella and all this," and the crash happened.
Yeah,
And that was the moment he went, "I need to keep some wool on my back."
yeah,
He scared the shit out of me, but he's so honest about it.
and it's the same as, like, look at what I'm wearing now. My auntie got me this as a present. These jeans are, like, probably 4 years old. My t-shirt's probably from Primark. Don't waste money on shit that no one cares about. I
Yeah,
think people tend to spend a lot of money on stuff that doesn't matter to try and impress people. They want finance for this, finance for that. Most of my life, I've had a car that's worth less than a grand,
yeah. Mm.
or I don't spend money on stuff that's just to make someone else think
Have you
that.
learned that through doing this, or have you always been like that? Does that come from
I've
the
always been
family?
a bit like I've always been a bit like that, but then as I've got older, I think I've been more on it. And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
people ask me now, like my got nephews and whatever, and they're always asking me, and they're like kids, but I always try and tell them life lessons because they say, "I want this, I want that, I want to buy it." And I was like, "You shouldn't buy that stuff. It's crap.
But you can't take it
No one
with you,
cares
right?
about it." Yeah, exactly.
Me and
Well,
Sean always say we'd rather spend our money on memories, going out,
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
places, like
that's it.
living in. We lived in New Zealand, and it was the
Yeah,
most beautiful part of the
yeah,
fucking world.
nice.
And I like our daughter's 10. I didn't go away till I was 18, right? And she's been to Greece 3 times. She's been to Portugal twice, been to Disneyland Paris. Um, and I know some people might go, "Well, lucky for her," but we decided that instead of buying a house early because we
Yeah, yeah.
wanted to. I can't take it with me, and you never really own anything really.
Yeah,
The
that's it.
banks own it. So, like, my idea was build the business up, sell the business, and then just go.
Yeah, yeah.
And just let's take the kids and say, "This is life now."
Yeah.
None of that shit matters because I'm not taking any of this with me. I know it's depressing, it's morbid, but like I said in the Instagram
But it's
post
no,
recently,
I don't know if it is. I think it's a good way to look at it
well, you're
because
gonna die, right?
once you accept that stuff, like I remember years ago reading now we are getting into it, aren't we? The Dalai Lama's book. What's it called? The Secret of Happiness or something
Mm.
happiness. And a lot of that was about the same thing. So you just accept you're gonna die early on. The worst thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get old and die. It's it. Doesn't matter.
Mm.
So in 100 years, no one's gonna know you existed anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
same like you said about the business and the festival and whatever. If it rains or anything bad happens, in 100 years' time, this is not going to be in any history book. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So to just get
I
on with it and enjoy it.
no one's gonna your gravestone's not gonna say your name and then worked his arse off 18 hours a day.
Yeah,
No one's gonna put on your gravestone all the sacrifices you made. Just enjoy yourself, and that's why I say, be present. Yes, if you wanna work 18-hour days, please do. I can assure you the burnout, especially when you have kids, you can't.
yeah,
You do you get a first, you get a first word, first steps, first moment, for everything a first. You have to be there for them moments
yeah,
because 'cause you're never gonna see them again.
yeah.
You never I missed, my daughter's sports day once. She come last in the race and she broke her heart, and she said, "Daddy, I failed today," and that just killed me, and I was like, "No, no, no, a hat, come on." So I vowed never to miss another one again.
Yeah.
However, Oasis were playing when we
Did
2
you
years
go?
ago. Yeah, we
Yeah,
went. We went to Cardiff, and it
we went
was
to Heaton Park. It's brilliant.
yeah,
I,
and I've seen them 3 times. So I don't I can't sit here and be like, I'd stuck by my word,
but
but it was
sometimes,
sometimes and you do need to, and that's another thing about business and kids, you do need time with your partner.
yeah, yeah.
You're like me, you work with your partner, right? So it's full on. It's nonstop, right? Sometimes you just need to sit back and go,
You got to remember you're married as well, isn't it? That's the thing.
"Well, you
Sometimes we just talk about work for 8 hours
we have a rule when we get
and
in,
like,
no work." I don't
yeah,
mind touching up on it, but it's like, right, I wanna watch a Netflix documentary. I wanna separate myself from everything that's been going on today, all the hustle and bustle and grinding and the fucking chaos. I just wanna be a dad.
yeah.
I just wanna be
I
married.
think we've probably got a bit better at that at the
Yeah,
minute.
you do. It's a you're learning, right?
Yeah.
Um, one last question, I ask everyone this. What is the hardest thing you've been through so far? And if you don't wanna answer it, you haven't got to.
Life.
Business,
Ah,
personal.
do you know what? I guess you've got to give the answer that comes into your head, man, but it's going to be sad. Like, our dog died a couple of years ago.
Oh, bless.
I mean, it was a couple of years. I mean, I say a couple of years ago, it'd have been 5 years ago now.
That doesn't matter.
But when you ask, yeah, the hardest thing, I'm lucky because both my parents were alive, so I've
Yeah.
been quite lucky.
Mary's a legend.
If you've asked me that, and the first thing I thought about was, yeah, we had a dog
But that
he
if
was like
that's
16 as well.
but if that's the reality is, like, we've got Bo, right, our dog. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all
But
these things.
I never felt anything like it. I
Yeah.
never felt anything.
You can see straight away.
You know what? I've literally got tears in my eyes
Yeah,
thinking
I can
about it.
see it, bless
It
you.
is the most upset I've ever been about anything.
Bless you. You alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. But it's the thing is though, you ask people and everyone's got different answers, and we've had some really emotional things where people have had to, their mum passing or having to come off drugs. That was
Mine
Marcus's.
is crap compared to everyone else, isn't it?
No, not
Yeah.
at all. But look, this is the part of this podcast is to come on and have a chat because I'm fascinated, and the people that do listen to this are fascinated by people's stories and journeys. Doesn't matter if you're a doctor, doesn't matter if you're a PT, doesn't matter if you're a beautician. Everyone has a story to tell, and all I want to do is figure out how people have overcome obstacles.
Yeah.
My mental health was damaged really bad 12 months ago, and I had to overcome a lot of demons, a lot of bad thoughts, suicide and feelings of worthlessness. And I always think that sometimes being able to sit down and ask these questions can help me overcome things. Who else is it gonna?
Yeah, and you realise that everyone's having the same life as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy.
Mate, you say yours is crap, but everyone's said the same. So everyone's judging themselves by everything else, and that's the thing. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
that you shouldn't. Everyone's story is different.
yeah,
Everyone's outcome is different. What matters is how we do it and we enjoy it.
yeah.
So, but no. So finally, where can people grab tickets for Rum and Reggae at Chester Escorts? And or can they go online? Is there a link? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm going
they
to put the
can
link
go
on the video.
online.
Anyway.
It's rumandreggaechester.co.uk.
Okay.
And yeah, if you
We'll put it on
can,
the link to on our social as well.
thanks. And if you like rum and you like reggae,
Get yourself down
you'll
there.
like it. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Right then, unless you've got any questions for me, I feel like I've chewed your ear off for the past hour or so.
No, you've made it easy. To be honest,
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed it.
I'm all right at this, aren't I?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You should do it for a job.
I've had a few people say that. ITV, if you listen, I haven't. You know, when you said before about people that have been on TV once, I've been
Yeah.
on Steph's Packed Lunch twice. Does that count?
What?
Exactly. Channel 4
Oh,
show.
was it? Yeah.
Me and Sharman and she had to jump in lead stock. I'll tell you another time. For him. Right then, guys. So that concludes another episode of Business Life and Other Bollocks. Thank you very much, Pete, for joining us today. I will put the link through all of our socials and my own as well. So if you do want to come down to Chester Racecourse on the 29th of August,
29th of
Saturday,
August.
the 29th of August, it is going to be a fantastic show. I can't wait to be there. And yeah, our next guest will be announced in the next couple of days. Feel free to follow us on all of our social media channels. And yeah, I will see you soon. So thank you very much. Cheers, guys.